الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. So selection this morning from the amazing book Fathul-Bari Sharh Sahih al-Bukhari of Hafidh bin Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah, the author of Bulugh al-Maram, the book that we're studying as well. He says, I can surround to law in the third volume, and it's the 19th chapter in Sahih al-Bukhari. It says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Kitab at-Tahajjud, Bab at-Tahajjud bil-Layl, wa qawlihi azza wa jalla, ومن الليل فتهجد به نافلة لك. حدثنا علي بن عبد الله قال حدثنا سفيان قال حدثنا سليمان بن أبي مسلم عن طاووس أنه سمع ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا قام من الليل يتهجد قال اللهم لك الحمد أنت قيم السماوات والأرض ومن فيهن ولك الحمد لك ملك السماوات والأرض ومن فيهن ولك الحمد أنت نور السماوات والأرض ولك الحمد أنت ملك السماوات والأرض ولك الحمد أنت الحق ووعدك الحق ولقاؤك حق وقولك حق والجنة حق والنار حق والنبيون حق ومحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم حق والساعة حق. اللهم لك أسلمت وبك آمنت وعليك توكلت وإليك أنبت وبك خاصمت وإليك حكمت فاغفر لي ما قدمت وما أخرت وما أسررت وما أعلنت أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر لا إله إلا أنت ولا إله غيرك. قال سفيان وزاد عبد الكريم أبي أمية ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. قال سفيان قال سليمان بن أبي مسلم سمعه من طاووس عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah says the chapter of at-Tahajjud, the chapter of at-Tahajjud, and the saying of Allah, the Sublime, the Exalted, in Surah Al-Isra, وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَتَهَجَّدْ, Allah says, and make tahajjud at night time. نَافِلَةً لَكَ عَسَىٰ أَن يَبْعَثَكَ رَبُّكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا. Allah says, and make tahajjud at night time, which will be nafilah for you. Indeed, your Lord, bi'idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, will give you a praiseworthy station. A praiseworthy station. Abdul Kareem, good to see you. Ahlan wa sahlan. That was a surprise. طيب. So Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah, he says the book of Tahajjud, and he then mentions a verse from the Quran al-Kareem. Then he gives you his hadith with his chain of narration saying, related to me, Ali ibn Abdullah, that's his sheikh, the sheikh of Imam al-Bukhari. His name is Ali ibn Abdullah, was well known as Ali ibn al-Madini rahimahullah ta'ala. Ali ibn al-Madini is a name that you should hear often, you should listen to often. He's a big alim from the greatest of the teachers of Imam al-Bukhari, Ali ibn Abdullah al-Madini. He said that I heard, or it was reported to me from Sufyan. What's meant by that is Sufyan ibn Uyayna, but not Sufyan al-Thawri, also from the major people of knowledge of his time. Sufyan ibn Uyayna is the teacher of Ali ibn al-Madini. This goes to show you the lineage and the pedigree of Imam al-Bukhari, who he learned from, who his teacher learned from, etc. Imam al-Bukhari didn't just pop out of the sky. And the people of Hadith were not mystics. Where you just wake up and you have this ilm. Doesn't work like that. It's well known where his knowledge came from and where his knowledge, like that. And we should take this lesson today. You just appear, They say overnight money, right? La. Doesn't work like that. He says here that it's related to us from Sulaiman ibn Abi Muslim. That's his teacher, was well known. And his teacher was who? This is Taus ibn Kaysan, from the masters of the Tabi'een. Taus, the peacock. Y'all notice the word Taus means what? Peacock. And it's, I won't say coincidence, but we say it's very interesting how that was his name and that was his character as well. Peacock is a stylish bird, a fancy bird. Beautiful, elegant. Don't come too close to me. Ever try to catch a peacock? They run away from you really, really quick. As when I was someone, they say a strutting peacock. Never heard that cliche? A strutting peacock, elegant, class, style. That's how Tawus was. And his teacher, he was the apprentice of who? None other than Abdullah ibn Abbas. What better teacher could he ask for? So it shows you this isnad gives you what? The lineage of ilm. The lineage of hadith. I heard from him, from him, from him. This is where my knowledge came from. Where did yours come from? Everybody understand this? Abdullah ibn Abbas, his teacher was no more than none other than Nabi al-Kareem. Alayhi salatu wasalam. He reported that whenever the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam would stand in tahajjud at night time, he would say the following words. Allahumma lakal hamdu. He says, Oh Allah, to you is all praise. Anta qayyimus samawati wal ardi wa man fihinna. You are the owner, the possessor, the governor, the giver of life to the heavens, to the earth, and all that is therein in between. Everything, every living being. He then says, وَلَكَ الْحَمْدُ. And unto you is all praise. He says, لَكَ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَنْ فِيهِنَّ. To you belongs the dominion, the kingdom of the heavens, of the earth, and everything that is in them and between them. وَلَكَ الْحَمْدُ. And for you is all praise. أَنْتَ نُورُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. He says, you are the light of the heavens and earth. وَلَكَ الْحَمْدُ. And for you is all praise. He says that you are the king of the heavens and the earth. And for you is all praise. You are the truth. Your promise is the truth. Meeting you is true. What you say is true. The paradise and hellfire are true. The prophets are true. Muhammad is true. The last hour is true. O Allah, I submit myself unto you. I believe in you. I place my trust in you. I repent to you. It is for your sake that I argue and debate and fight, and it is towards your judgment that I go. O Allah, forgive me of all of my sins, those that were in the past and those to come. O Allah, forgive me my sins that are public and private. You are the one, al-muqaddim al-mu'akhir, who gives and takes, puts forth and brings back. He then says, La ilaha illa anta. None has the right to be worshipped but you. There is no God but you. Khairan, inshallah. So this hadith, as you can see, with this simple, basic translation, is an amazing hadith. And it goes to show you, before we get into the hadith, as we said many times before, the spirituality of the muhaddithin. And that the people of hadith, they collected narrations. They made chapters that spoke on injunctions, laws, judiciary issues, halal and haram, technical things, and they also spoke on the heart, on the soul, prayer at nighttime. There can be no spirituality greater than this. Prayer or tahajjud, which we didn't translate yet for a reason. The point is that Imam al-Bukhari is telling you from the sunnah, from the way of Muhammad ﷺ, is tahajjud. Prayer in the daytime, how you dress, the toothstick, the leather socks, everything else that's from the sunnah of the Nabi ﷺ, and also is tahajjud. So there's some people who may say that the books of hadith have no spirituality in them, and you're just going to learn rules and names, and it's going to make you hard-hearted. And studying hadith is not going to have, you're not going to have a soft heart. And that the sunnah is only good for certain things, certain aspects of life. But we need the other people and the other things and the other aspects of the religion as well. These people, we say with full conviction, they have not read these books. They have not read these books of hadith. This book's like Fathul-Bari is 13 volumes. This is only the 3rd volume. It's only the what? 3rd volume. Not the 9th volume. That's when it gets, tough. Increase now. 10th volume. 11th volume. This is what you specialize in. To read 11 volumes. This book on average is what? This is over 630 pages, Nafis. So times, on average, 630. Let's say 600 pages times 30. How many pages is that? It's a lot of pages. Everybody's not reading that. Everyone doesn't have the desire to read that or the ability. But the third volume, and you call yourself an Islamic scholar or a da'i, you should have familiarity what? Within that. Everybody understand this? So therefore, the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is comprehensive. And it deals with all aspects of life. Everybody understand this? But how comprehensive are you? How much do you read? Is your cup empty? Is your cup upside down? Which one? Can the water be poured in it, or is it turned over? Are you willing to accept it and then apply it to the modern times? Economics, finances, politics, spiritual. Everyone, tazkiyah. Huh? Everybody understand this? So it's a very important concept that we understand to read these books. Sahih al-Bukhari. It's not just a famous book by accident. It's a reason why. The home in which there's no Sahih al-Bukhari is a poor home. The Muslim household in which Sahih al-Bukhari is not read on a daily basis is an ignorant home. So not a home of knowledge. It should be read, it should be studied. Open it up just once. Read something out of it and you'll be shocked of some of the gems and jewels in this book, let alone the explanation in Arabic. Everybody understand this? So therefore, Imam al-Bukhari says, Kitab at-Tahajjud, the chapter of at-Tahajjud, and then he gives this hadith narrated by who? Ibn Abbas, not Anas, Ibn Abbas. Who's student? Who's Ibn Abbas' student in this hadith? Tawus, is the son of Kaysan. From the ulama of Hijaz. Abdullah ibn Abbas has several students. Kibar ulama, the tabi'een, were all his what? They sat beneath him. And we did a lecture on this at Ihsan Academy about the golden legacy of the Prophet ﷺ. And that how his legacy was so golden and so blessed that the nur spread. He made dua for Ibn Abbas for fiqh and deen, for knowledge of the Quran and its interpretation. And look what happened to Ibn Abbas. Look at the kibar ulama, what? Learned from Ibn Abbas and then passed it on. And we said this, the strength of a school is going to be determined by its what? By its students, its disciples, those who carry on the good name of that school. Now, before we break down and dissect the hadith and how marvelous it truly is, look at this dua. Look at this supplication to Allah. Look at the praise and the lauding of Allah. And everything of perfection. You are the truth. وَلَكَ الْحَمْدِ. In the beginning and in the end. All praise is what? For you. Before we get that far, what does the word tahajjud mean? And why is it important for us to understand what it means? Everybody understand this? Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, before we even go that far, pay close attention to Sahih Imam al-Bukhari. Before he mentioned the hadith, what did he do? He mentioned what? He mentioned a verse from the Quran. He mentioned what? A verse from the Quran. So the next benefit we get from this is that Sahih Bukhari is also a major book of tafsir. It's a major book of what? Tafsir. Even though he has a chapter on tafsir. And this isn't that chapter. This goes to show you that this book explains to you how to properly understand what? The Quran. Everybody understand this? And it also shows you the way to make an argument. He proves something, call Allah, then directly after that, hadithana, gives you the chain of narration. Strong. Everybody understand? It's not my sheikh said, my scholar said, my imam said. Everybody understand this? Call Allah, and then not just call Rasulullah, but with the chain of narration, authority. The what? The snap. Everybody understand this? And that's why the hujjah of the people of hadith was so strong. As Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah ta'ala said, he says, وَمَنْ طَلَبَ الْحَدِيثَ قَوِيَتْ حُجَّتُهُ. He says, those who seek hadith will be very convincing in their arguments. Will be what? Very convincing what? In arguments. What do guys do in the urban city? You see somebody. Everything in the urban city is a reflection of what? In general. Or what's one of the main themes of inner city life? Urban city. Whether it's ghetto or not, just inner city, urban city is what? It's one of the main themes. There you go. Exactly. Toughness, realness. From the shoes you wear, the jeans you wear, how you walk, the car. Is this not the case? Everything that other people do in the suburbs or the countryside, the same thing in the city, but it's different. The shoes you wear in the inner city, now the shoes you wear what? In the countryside. Everybody understand this? The music, both people listen to music, but it's a different type of music they listen to. Is this not the case, Abdul Kareem? It's a difference. Why is that? The foods, the drinks, the statements, the body expressions, it's always what? Different. And those in the inner city are normally reflective of what? Toughness, realness, struggle. Everybody understand this? So it's not strange if you see somebody in the inner city riding a bike, and what does he have on his neck? We saw it the other day, that feast in Philly. What did he have around his neck? Huh? What do you see often? You see somebody riding a bike and they have what on? A chain. Not a piece of jewelry, an actual what? Card chain with a lock on it. Is this not the case? What does that show? What is that symbolic to me, honestly? No doubt. He got a chain around his neck.
Chain gang.
Everybody understand this? The isnad, the chain gives what? It's strong. It's like Zuhri rahimahullah ta'ala said. He says on hadithdisciple, la yuhibbuhu illa dhuqran al-rijal. He says the science of hadith is for men. It's masculine. There's only masculine men that like it. Everybody understand the point I'm trying to get to? Is that there's nothing soft about links of metal. Is this not the case? There's nothing soft about that. Everybody understand this? So the same is reminiscent in the hadith as well. Is that when you give the narration with the chain, going back to the Rasulullah, it gives you, proves you what? Strength. Everybody understand this? And that's the argument of Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah and all of those muhaddithin, and that's why they did that. Not what I say, my opinion, my view. Qala Rasulullah. Everybody clear on this? Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, قوله عز وجل ومن الليل فتهجد به زاد أبو ذر في روايته أسهر به وحكاه الطبري أيضا وفي المجازي لأبي عبيدة قوله فتهجد به أي أسهر بصلاة وتفسير التهجد بالسهر معروف في اللغة وهو من الأضداد يقال تهجد إذا سهر وتهجد إذا نام. Now he says that the word tahajjud linguistically means one or two things. The first is to avoid sleep. Is to what? Not to sleep, to avoid sleep. And the second is, he says it has opposite meaning. It can mean to sleep as well. It can also mean to what? To go to sleep. He then says, يُقَالُ, it is said that a person made tahajjud when he stays up. And it's also said he made tahajjud when he what? Sleeps. He then says, ومنهم من فرق بينهما فقال حجدت نمت وتهجدت سهرت حكاه أبو عبيدة وصاحب العين فعلى هذا أصل الهجود النوم ومعنى تهجدت طرحت عني النوم. وقال الطبري التهجد السهر بعد نومة ثم ساقه عن جماعة من السلف. وقال ابن فارس المتهجد المصلي ليلا. وقال الكراء التهجد صلاة الليل خاصة. He says that if you mention it without ita, then it means I slept. And if you mention it with ita, then it means what? I stayed up. This goes to show you the importance of the Arabic language and how easily it can what? Flip and change. He says, and the origin of this word is al-hujud, which means sleep. Which means what? Sleep. He then says, so what's meant by tahajjud is that you do away with sleep. You fight sleep. And it's very important to how you apply it as well. At-Tabari, in the ulama of tafsir, he says what's meant by tahajjud is prayer at nighttime. So you wouldn't necessarily say tahajjud what? In the daytime. But specifically what? At nighttime. He then mentioned narrations from several of the pious predecessors that tahajjud is prayer after one sleeps. In other words, you don't just necessarily go home after Isha and pray. It's not necessarily tahajjud. But tahajjud for you to go home, sleep for an hour or 2 or 3 or however long you sleep, and then what? Wake up. And abandon and avoid the what? Sleep. Everybody understand this? And then you begin your night prayer. Everybody clear on this? And it is no doubt when you understand this, even if it's just a little taste, it's not the same, huh? Everybody clear on this? The more knowledge you get, inshallah, hopefully the sweeter your ibadah will be. Bi-idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar, he then says, قوله نافلة لك النافلة في اللغة الزيادة فقيل معناه عبادة زائدة في فرائضك وروى الطبري عن ابن عباس أن نافلة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خاصة لأنه أمر بقيام الليل وكتب عليه دون أمته وسأله ضعيف وقيل معناه زيادة لك خالصة لأن تطوع غيره يكفر ما على صاحب من ذنب وتطوعه صلى الله عليه وسلم يقع خالصا لكونه لا ذنب عليه وروى معنى ذلك الطبري وابن أبي حاتم عن مجاهد بإسناد حسن وعن قتادة كذلك ورجح الطبري الأول وليس الثاني ببعيد من الصواب. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla, He then says وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَتَهَجَّدْ بِهِ نَافِلَةً لَكَ. Allah says to Muhammad, pray at night time, make tahajjud at night time, and this tahajjud will be nafilatan laka. It will be means of nafila. It means of what? Nafila. He says that the word nafila linguistically means something that's extra. It means something that's what? Extra, surplus. He then says, and others they say, what's meant by this is worship that's extra. Worship that isn't the mandatory worship that you must do. At-Tahajjud, rahimahullah ta'ala, he quoted Ibn Abbas to have said is that this was specific to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, because he was commanded to pray at night and it was obligatory upon him and not the rest of his ummah, as we mentioned last night in Masjid Ansar. Everybody understand this? And he says that the version of this chain isn't the strongest. In other words, some of the ulama said that tahajjud and witr and things like this were mandatory upon the Nabi alayhi salam and highly recommended upon the rest of the Muslims. He then says, rahimahullah ta'ala, others say is that this is extra just for you, O Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, khalisa, pure. And that is because when people pray at night time, it is a means of their sins being forgiven. But the Prophet had no sin. So when he made tahajjud, it was nafila, yani khalisa. It was unadulterated, just for virtue, blessings, rewards for the Prophet ﷺ, without any what? Cleaning. In other words, when you have to clean something, then polish the thing, it takes more time. It takes more effort. But I'm doing nothing but what?
Polish it.
That's it. Cleaning. It's going to be cleaner. It's going to be brighter. Everybody understand this? Because you're not scrubbing anymore. Everybody feel on this. Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar, he then says, At-Tabari also narrated this. Similarly, it was reported by Ibn Abi Hatim from Mujahid, was another student of Ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Abbas. And with a fair chain of narration, then he mentioned some of the ulama say that the first interpretation is more authentic, and he says in the second interpretation isn't too bad as well. And then Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar, rahimahullah ta'ala, he goes on very, very lengthy, detailed explanation of this hadith that we mentioned bi-idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala in another time. The point is for us to spark our interest, to stimulate your interest to think. Perhaps you'll go back to this hadith, inshallah, and read it on your own. Share it with your family. And it is a beautiful dua. Full of tawheed. Full of what? Tawheed al-asma' wa sifat. Allah's speech, meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the list goes on. The prophets, the hereafter. Everybody understand this? Tawbah. And the list goes on. Hopefully we'll mention this another time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
When do you say the dua?
We'll explain the hadith in another time.
The food is ready.
Barakallahu feek. جزاك الله خير.